Namaste and welcome to Dragonfly Kukri and Knives. What I'm going to be doing in this video is very similar to what I did with the BSI competition. I'm going to do the heavy chopper competition, and this is going to be some of the kukri houses that I have heavier blades and a couple production blades that I had shown you in some of the videos, but some of them are not really available for purchase at this time. But if you're able to go on eBay or some of the auction sites that you know about, you can search for these and perhaps find them. And when you do find them, you'll know how they perform and whether you want to add them to your collection. So one of those will be the all-terrain chopper from Cold Steel and a Bark Rivers barong. Or bolo, it's a bolo, but it's kind of a kukri-like type of blade. But I just want to show, in comparison, what these type of almost kukri-like objects, how they perform against actual kukris that are heavy-duty choppers. So we're going to have Kotane, Kukri Handicrafts, Neem Tangi, Torah blades, and a few others, and I'll announce them as we go along. But I want to try to get through this. I don't want to bore you with too much detail. Now, bear in mind, one, we're going to look at how well they go through the wood, but the other thing is, this is that hard wood that I was testing against. And then I have some other pieces of wood that we'll probably get to and try chopping as well, maybe do a little bit of carving by chopping. But it's going to be mostly what this wood, or these woods, do to the blades. How well do they hold up? Do they hold an edge? Were they tempered right? Or were they hardened correctly? So this is going to be a very important demonstration. It's not so much to be fun and exciting as it is to be useful information and making intelligent decisions about these products, whether they be budget products or higher-end products. You know, the higher ends are going to look nicer, and doesn't necessarily mean they perform any better than the budget ones. So these are the things to take into consideration. All right, so let's get started. All right, the first one I'm going to do is the Himalayan imports. We're going to do their MK2, which is a heavy chopper. It's a very heavy blade. I expect this to go through the material very, very well. So we're going to start right about here. I'm going to try to go as far down this piece of wood as I can without going into new or old chopping area. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, that was 20 chops with a heavy chopper. Kind of missed my spot a little bit. And I'll save my comments as to whether I see any rolled edges or serious damage until the end. Now, by and large, I'm going to try 2 of each. So this is another Himalayan import. And obviously this one is not available. So this is an older one, but I have a Kotane that looks very similar to this. So I thought it'd be fun to use both in chopping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 strikes. All right, this one I'm not really sure. This may be a GKCO or possibly a ex-Gurkha kukri house. But it has a horn handle, brass furnishings. I did not show this in any of the other videos. It is a very thick blade. and a very heavy blade. So this should be an excellent chopper in performing in this task. So whether it be ex-Gurkha house or GKCO Kukri house, it's one of those two. Okay, so that's 20 strikes with this blade. Another ex-Gurkha Kukri house. This one we're going to put the handle on, the lanyard on, so it doesn't fly out of my hand. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. One more ex-Gurkha Kukri house. This one is a pan wall. I did show this in the video, so we'll see how this one performs. Again, falls in that heavy chopper range. Now I'm going to have to kind of hold the board a little differently, which does help in the chopping. 3, 4, heavier blades tend to break the wood as well as cut the wood, but that's not always what you want to do. You want to cut the wood, especially if you need a clean cut. Okay, next, let's see, this is going to be Kotang Kukri Handicrafts. We'll start off with a heavy chopper that I have on my website. This one is a chitlane. It has a 3 chira, heavy chopper. Let's see here. Alright, we're going to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 strikes. Kotang Kukri Handicrafts. This is the FSK. I'm going to turn the wood over this way. There's a knot right here. I'm going to try to avoid that by hitting this spot. This would be roughly around the same size and shape as the Himalayan Imports older piece that I just demonstrated in the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Last one of Kotang Kukri handicrafts is going to be one that's difficult to get out of the scabbard, but is their MK2. And it falls in a heavy chopper. It's also an excellent blade to try. So there's 3 that I'm trying of theirs. Okay, here we go. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. MK2, Kotang Handicrafts. Okay, this one is KHHI. This is a heavy chopper. It was designed by a seasoned older kami who's very well respected, does an excellent job. 20 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And again, mostly it's to find out what this hardwood does to these blades. I'm not as concerned about whether I'm chopping this wood in 2. This was Broom Borelli's design with them, but this is offered on KHHI. This is the raw finish one that I call the Orca. One I like a lot. See, we're going to chop right about here. Do 20. Let's see, I think we can probably... let's do it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. KHHI. Let's go with, have a little fun with another handmade type of kukri, but with zombie tools. We talked about this one. I'm going to chop right about here. 20 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, let's go with neem tangies. This is the prototype that I showed you guys the other day, where the sheath isn't all that good, but the blade is. And remember, this is only a prototype, so this will be fixed. This is the one that has that block of wood in there that's not good. Actually causes more of a problem than solving any problems. Alright, I'm going to cut right here, 20 strikes. This is a new World War II kukri. Prototype. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This one's tough to put in and out, so I'm going to leave it out. Another heavy chopper by Neem Tanji, offered on his website, and this is the MK1 Fort Williams. We're going to go ahead and chop right about here. 20 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Torah blades. Now this Torah blades is the old Torah blades. This is one of their pre-ones when they were first starting out. I thought it'd be fun to kind of check out the quality when they were first starting out and their newer quality. So I'm going to also use the Fort Williams. We'll chop right about here. Again, 20 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wants to demolish this wood. The Fort Williams, one I've already expressed that I have a great love for. But here we go. We're going to test this one. I'm going to turn it over and aim for this piece right here. Here we go. 20 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Fort Williams Torah blades. Alright, cold steel. This one is chaos. Let's see if we can make some chaos. I love it. Anyways, this is Cold Steel's Chaos, made out of carbon 5 high carbon steel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You can hear it sing because it's tempered steel. Nice scabbard. Now this is one that's no longer being made. Hopefully when we do this demonstration, Lynn Thompson might reconsider bringing it back. There's nothing wrong with the Gurkha kukri that he makes. It's an excellent kukri. But this all-terrain chopper was a very, very useful tool. I'm going to go right here, 20 chops. This one is the carbon 5. Same steel as Chaos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Mike Stewart's Bark River. Since we did the all-terrain chopper, this is Mike Stewart's Bolo. This is the large one. And we're going to go right here. 20 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Bark Rivers, Mike Stewart. full of. How about a tops knife? I don't have a kukri one to show right now. They're out being used by somebody else right now. They'll be back eventually. But this one is E.J. Snyder's chopper that he won a competition and designed this puppy with. We'll cut right in here with tops knives. Now, is it a kukri? No. Is it a good chopper? We'll see. But I thought it would be interesting to use something. This is made out of 1095 high carbon steel. And you see a comparison of what these other kukris can do. This is something that's considered an excellent chopper that has some basis off of a kukri. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, let's do Raju Borelli. I'm going to show his MK1 Fort Williams. This is the one that's being offered on my website. Again, it's not what this kukri does to this wood. It's what this wood's going to do to this kukri. Let's hope it does something good, not something bad. Here we go. Again, 20 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Another Raju Borelli and my collaboration. This is a World War II kukri, flat edge, scanty grind, convex edge. Oh, wait a minute. This one, I'm sorry, is the Raju Borelli, but this one is the Great War kukri. This is one based off of my favorite design. Let's see how well it does. We'll go right here. Again, 20 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And by the way, I think, no, there wasn't enough. Okay. So that's 20 strikes. Great War kukri. Now, I don't think I've left anybody out, but just in case you were wondering how maybe the condor tools and knife would hold up, because it is a very thick blade, even though it's a very short blade. Now, we tested their newer version, but this is the older version that is known as the heavy-duty chopper. So, since it's called a heavy-duty chopper, let's chop with it and see how it does. We'll go right here. Again, 20 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Now let's see. Let's check the edges, and I'll bring them up to you, and hopefully I do a little better job getting a good focus on it. Now, this is the heavy-duty chopper, heavy-duty kukri by Condor Tools and Knives, 1075 high-carbon steel, and it did not receive any edge damage whatsoever, just like its cousin did in our last chop test. Zombie tools and knives. Not that I expected it, and I didn't, and it performed exactly as I anticipated it would. No edge damage whatsoever. These things really take a torture test anyways, from what I've seen of them. So if I would have gotten a chip or a roll, I would have been really, really surprised. But no edge damage whatsoever. Let's look at the Tora blades. Since the last one that we did in the last test was a little disappointing and unexpected, let's see how this one did. Now this one is their earlier model, and you know how it demolished that wood. It wanted to eat it for breakfast or lunch or dinner or all three. And that edge held up as to be expected very beautifully. Now this is a heavier chopper, so this thing's going to sail through material that you aim it at. You know, if it ain't broke, why fix it? You know, sometimes thin is good. It's light, it's easier to carry, but it's not going to perform as well as your heavier kukris that are made to take punishment. This thing is an excellent chopper, and no edge damage. Early version Tora blades. Let's see how the Fort Williams. Now this one you know I like. So if I did any edge damage, you might see me cry. But much to my delight, I'm very happy to report no edge damage whatsoever on this blade. As you can see, beautiful, pristine edge. This one's hollow forged, so it's a little bit lighter, but it did a great job. Very good heat treat on it. And we're going to talk a little bit about the heat treat and about that failure of Tora blades, because there's something very important to consider when you purchase a blade. Let's see how Raju did, since we're talking Fort Williams. And I am very happy to report another favorite of mine did not suffer any damage whatsoever to the cutting edge. Hopefully you can see that. Really beautiful. No damage whatsoever to the edge. Held up very well. This one's a little heavier than the Tora because it's not hollow forged. We could do a hollow forged version of this one, by the way. And I think I already put in an order for one, because I want to offer both on the website. Now, for the Great War Kukri, again, a personal favorite of mine. And I'm very pleased to report no edge damage whatsoever. This thing looks like it's just came out of the box. Very, very nice, clean edge. No chips, no rolls, no damage whatsoever. Hopefully you can see that. All right, I know somebody over there is thinking about this. All right, so how well did the bark rivers do? Any rolled edges, any chips? As to be expected, the answer to that question is, well, look for yourself. Of course it didn't. You know, Mike Stewart, this is not only heat treated, it's also tempered. But, you know, this is A2 tool steel, excellent steel, held up excellent, very well. Neem Tangi. This one, World War II chopper, it was a heavy chopper. The scabbard was a failure, but the blade itself has held up excellent. Very good heat treat, obviously, because there's no rolls and no chips whatsoever. This is the prototype. And that goes to show that a prototype can be made the same way, same quality that you can expect from when they really go into production, when somebody starts actually making them to put in their line. Now, this is Neem Tenji's Fort Williams, and this one, again, held up extremely well. And this one, no rolled edges, no chips whatsoever. Excellent. We'll do some more chopping. I'm not done yet with these. I apologize, it's going to be a little bit longer video. Cold steel, all-terrain chopper. Carbon 5. Excellent edge. Very good. Held up wonderfully. As I knew it would, because I've done some chopping with this before, so I've never had any problems. I'd be really surprised if it ended up rolled or chipped. The newer Chaos. See how that one did. You know, when you have this black coating on, things like to get stuck on it. But, as you're going to see, this has a thinner profile than the all-terrain chopper as far as spine, so it's a 1/4 inch thick. And where the other one is a 5/16 of an inch. This one, no rolled edges, no chips, nothing. It's just beautiful. And you remember how this thing sang when it hit because of its temper. KHHI. This is Varun Borelli's design when he worked for them. And to be expected. Very excellent quality. Came out really great, which I would expect from KHHI. They make an excellent product. Very good heat treat. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Another KHHI. This was a heavy chopper. It's a very traditional blade. And pristine edge. No rolls, no chips at all. As you can see. Excellent. Kukri handicraft. This one, the Chit Lane. Heavy chopper, large blade. Tinchira. No rolled edges, no chips. Pristine. Absolutely fantastic. Alright, let's see, E.J. Snyder. This thing is, I forget what the name of it is, but I love it. It's a, for tops knives, I really like this. And, as you can see, no rolled edges, no chipping. Held up, excellent, very well. 1095 high carbon steel. Sometimes Tops Knives uses 5160 and other types of steel. Alright, let's see. Now, again, Kotane Handicrafts. This one is their tie sheet. This is the MK2. Beautiful kukri, heavy chopper. Really not too heavy though in the hand. And, as to be expected, no rolls, no chips. Excellent. Beautiful blade. One more of Kotane's handicraft. The FKS. This one has that very large, wide Ikchera, and no rolled edges, pristine edge, as you can see. Excellent, all the way. Very nice. No chips, no rolls. All right, the ex-Gurkha Kukri house. Heavy chopper. And no rolled edges, no chipping. Very good for a budget-friendly kukri. That's excellent. Another one, this is that one I wasn't sure if it was a GKCO or the ex-Gurkha because it's not stamped by either one. Has a polished blade. It's very nice, very attractive kukri with a horn handle. Very large sweet spot. Very thick spine, over 5/16 of an inch. It doesn't taper much towards the tip, so this is a really heavy blade. But, as you can see, no chips, no rolls, in excellent condition. One more of ex-Gurkha Kukri house. This is the one that I really like. It's kind of a fantasy design. Large blade, but also considered a heavy chopper. And again, no chips, no rolls, excellent clean edge. Now the two that I started with, I didn't talk about yet, as far as examining their edges. So let's see how Himalayan imports held up. This one's their MK2, very thick, very heavy, and no rolled edges, no chips. Excellent. To be expected. Last one, but not the least, is, for lack of a better term, it's the fish body kukri by Himalayan imports. You can't find this, you can find them on rare occasions, but this one has a pristine edge, no rolls and no chips. Very, very clean, very, very nice. Beautiful. Excellent. Right along there. Beautiful. Now, in this demonstration, going against that same hardwood that we did yesterday, with the BSI challenge, I had no failures with any of the blades, including Tora blades, which begs for me to say something about them. Oftentimes what you will find and what you will experience is every single knife maker out there will have a blade that will fail. Every single one. Cold Steel's had it happen. I'm sure Bark Rivers had them. Everybody's had them. Now, what I do when somebody orders from my website, it takes a little bit longer as far as when it's done, it'll get shipped to me. When it gets shipped to me, it's for a reason. And that reason is so that I can look at the blade, make sure that there isn't any temper fracturing, or that I'll chop a couple things and see if it will hold the edge or if it will do what Simon's did. Now, Tor Blades is famous for using that nail cut test. And if they were actually, the kami, before they shipped them out, were actually chopping that nail into with that knife, it should not fail against a softer material such as this wood, even against grain. Which makes me wonder, even though there was 2 nails put in, did that particular kukri cut that nail, or did another kukri do it and they just picked up the nails and put it in there because they're shipping out a batch? If it was Simon, he would probably chop it with that nail, put it in there, and he would have the satisfaction of knowing that did not fail, and we, the customer, could believe the integrity that kukri did in fact cut that nail. But when it failed against this, and I have a nail in there, it makes me question. As a customer, I'm just talking as a customer here. It just makes me question whether that kukri actually cut that nail. Because if it did, it should have rolled, it should have chipped. It should have done exactly what it did against a softer material, which is this hard wood. And it is a hard wood. This wood will make a kukri or any knife fail if it doesn't have proper heat treat or proper tempering and heat treat. As you could see, but I have a table full of knives here and a table full of knives yesterday. Yesterday only 1 knife failed. Today no knives failed, including the Tora blades. Now, I did a mistake. I have to do one more test, and that was for my friends at Kaladesh. Now this I wouldn't really consider a heavy chopper, even though it's a very wide blade, but it's an Eek Chira. It has a single Chira in there, which really lightens this blade. It's a very fast blade, even though it's very wide. But like the Himalayan imports and like the Kotang Kukri handicrafts, this one should not fail, but it does have the performance edge on it. What we're going to do is we're going to do a test with this because I forgot, and then we'll look at the edge on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 strikes with a Kaladesh Eek Chira Kukri. And oh my God, with a performance edge, guys, no rolls, no chips. Anybody who thinks that a performance edge is going to perform any less than a standard edge or a heavy duty edge, well, you've seen it here. It may not have chopped as deep as some, but it went against the grain on a hard, dry wood and didn't even look like it touched it as far as the end result. So, like I said, a table full of kukris and knives that did not fail the chopping test against a hard wood. Now, again, some perform better. Some, went through that material better. Some are heavier, some have a better geometry to the edge. But any of these, if you worked long enough, it's going to get through this material. So, with that being said, I'm going to stop the video here, and then I'm going to do another one with the same knives going at a different wood. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, or anything you want to say to me, please message me at my Facebook page at Blue Dragonfly Trading Post. And please visit my website at dragonflykhukurisandknives.com. Namaste. God bless. Until the next video. See you later. Bye.